So, if you're in tech, you know that getting a certification isn't just about memorizing a textbook anymore, especially in the cloud world. It feels like the goalposts are always moving.
They absolutely are. And the AWS Solutions Architect exam, the SAA-C03, is the perfect example. Looking ahead to 2026, it's pretty clear that AWS isn't just asking, do you know what this service does? They're asking, can you make a tough decision when security, performance, and cost are all pulling you in different directions?
Right? It's less about a knowledge quiz and more about being a real architect. So, where do we even start with that? The framework seems to be broken down into four main pillars.
It is. And it's all about how you balance them. But there's definitely a hierarchy.
Let's look at the heavy hitter for 2026 security. It now commands a full 30% of the SAA C03 exam, focusing heavily on the shared responsibility model and zero trust architecture. This includes everything from IAM Identity Center for single sign-on to using VPC private endpoints to keep sensitive traffic completely off the public internet to satisfy GDPR and HIPAA requirements.
Exactly. And what's interesting is the move toward identity-centric security. It's not just about firewalls anymore. It's about managing temporary credentials and multi-account guardrails through tools like AWS Control Tower.
So it's not a perimeter fence, it's more like a passport that every bit of data has to carry.
That's the perfect way to put it. Here's the aha moment. The 2026 update emphasizes S3 object locking. It's the worm model, write once, read many. For enterprises, this means even if a hacker gets in, they physically cannot delete your compliance logs for a set period. It's the ultimate digital paper trail that can't be shredded.
Got it. So we've locked down the vault with zero trust. Now, how do we make sure that Vault stays open and functional even if an entire data center goes dark? Let's talk about resilience.
That's the next big piece of the puzzle.
Moving into the core build, resilience and high performance make up half the exam. The focus is on decoupling services using SQS and Lambda to avoid single points of failure. On the performance side, it's about choosing the right tool for the job, like using Aurora for relational data or DynamoDB with DAX caching for ultra-low latency, all while maintaining a multi-region disaster recovery plan like Warm Standby or Pilot Light.
Right? And the shift is toward serverless first. If you're managing raw EC2 instances for everything in 2026, you're probably doing it wrong for the exam. AWS wants to see you using Fargate and Lambda to handle bursts automatically.
So a high-performance cloud shouldn't just be fast. It has to be, what did you call it, gracefully fragile?
Exactly. Parts can fail without the whole system collapsing. But there's a clever connection here, global accelerator. Most people think of it for speed, but in 2026, it's a resilience tool. It uses the AWS private network to route traffic around internet congestion. If a major subsea cable snaps, Global Accelerator finds a different path instantly. It's like having a private HOV lane for your data while everyone else is stuck in a traffic jam.
Interesting. It's about being fast and unbreakable, but all that power is useless if the bill at the end of the month bankrupts the company. Let's look at how we keep the CFO happy.
You mean the art of FinOps?
Finally, let's talk money. Cost optimization is 20% of the framework. The 2026 direction emphasizes FinOps, using tools like AWS Cost Explorer and anomaly detection to find waste. Key strategies include right-sizing instances, utilizing S3 lifecycle rules to archive old data to Glacier, and choosing serverless pay-per-use models over fixed-cost hosting.
It's really about moving away from set it and forget it. With S3 intelligent tiering, the system basically watches your habits and moves your data to the cheapest tier automatically. It's like a smart thermostat for your data storage. Every unoptimized resource is basically a leak in the bank account.
So we've covered the four pillars: security, resilience, performance, and cost. But as we look toward the actual 2026 exam, what's the one thing that ties it all together?
Well, it comes down to four key takeaways. First, the exam is all about architectural decision making, not rote memory. It's about how you balance those four pillars in a real scenario. Second, there's a clear serverless first mandate. Using Lambda and Fargate is the new default best practice. Third, compliance is non-negotiable. You have to master multi-account governance with tools like Control Tower, especially for the European and American enterprise scenarios they love to test on. And finally, the new frontier is AI-assisted optimization. Integrating with services like Amazon Bedrock and using AI to spot cost or performance issues isn't just a future concept, it's part of the 2026 skill set.